Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BIS for the fans. In this episode we're going to be having a little bit of a chat about a Barnacle community AFOL, answering some audience questions as well as taking a look at a fan submitted mock. And we're also going to be discussing some of my personal favorites of the recent 2019 LEGO set pictures that LEGO and all sorts of other places had been leaking and showing, because man, there's some good stuff, some exciting stuff. So I'm going to have a little bit of a chat about all of those things in this episode of BIS for the fans. So get ready and enjoy. Let's go, yeah! So, today's AFOL that we're going to be having actually, I should totally say this before we start. Been a little bit of a while since we've seen one of these. Only reason is, I've been a busy little boy. I'm more than happy to continue this series, but, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to keep these consistent. I think I initially agreed to, bi-weekly or something, but, you'll get them when you get them. I still love making these, so, yeah, you'll get some, but they'll be a little bit less frequent, most likely. But I'll do my best to maybe get them out once a month or something. We'll see what I can do. But more than happy to do them bi-weekly if I can afford the time. Anyway, the AFOL that we're going to be talking about today, his name is Destroyer. So, Destroyer, he's been posting on Flickr since 2016, and in that time he's kept up this really beautiful and kind of consistent style. It's really nice to see. He's a Korean AFOL, and he builds a pretty, I think, very phenomenal and very unique style. So a lot of the things he builds are very kind of like these humanoid characters, specifically with sort of beautiful flowing waist capes, as well as this kind of strong, dynamic, and well-proportioned silhouettes. Destroyer seems to be drawing a lot of inspiration from kind of mythology, just myths and legends in general. We see things like dragons, centaurs, beasts, and other kind of muscular god-like figures. It's really cool. He really excels at building characters that have kind of, really defined organic shapes. And a lot of the color blocking on his more humanoid characters can really sometimes give off this sort of unique, ornate looking kind of armor design. Kind of like they're wearing this sort of decorative armor or something. And then we see on this mock here, the color blocking kind of showing this distinct progression between kind of the black underskin and like silver armor on top, and then highlights of sort of dark red and gold and things like that. I don't know, to me it kind of reminds me of sort of ceremonial tattoos or some kind of ornate decoration, however you want to interpret it. I think it's really cool. I think it's kind of unique and not something that I see every day. I quite like that. Destroyer makes use of a lot of different Exoforce hand pieces, which I've said before, you see those a fair bit nowadays with Barnacle mocks, and they're brilliant pieces to create really beautiful organic shapes, and Mr. Destroyer here is definitely a great example of that. Because they really help to sort of carve out and create these beautifully organic shapes and proportions on all of his mocks. It's pretty cool. So some of Destroyer's other mocks, typically he uses those Exoforce pieces to create these organic shapes, but he's done so in a few other ways. So we take a look at his very impressive and very amazing dragon mock here. He's repeated and kind of layered a lot of parts, as well as just kind of done a lot of really solid part placement with sort of little to no gaps throughout the whole mock, and it's just created this really beautifully textured and well-defined look throughout the mock. It's quite impressive. I really like what he's done. And then with this dragon here, he's included a little bit of a whip work-in-progress photo here, and it shows a little bit of insight into his process, which is very nice. We can learn a little bit from that. So he seems to kind of create a kind of larger structures, mainly out of like CCBS bones, kind of multiple connection points there, and this is a great way to create a lot of connection points to sort of build off of, as well as just to kind of form an overall structure for the mock so that everything's sturdy and strong and has things to work off, that sort of stuff. And then we see here on the side here, I believe that's part of the wing. He's also kind of complemented this with various sort of Technic lift arms, pistons, and other parts like that. So kind of repeating all these different pieces and including them in these interesting ways here has kind of helped to create a really sturdy frame and create a really sturdy build, as well as keep the mock just looking solid and supporting itself. It's pretty impressive, and I imagine a lot of that goes into everything that he builds, which is pretty cool. So always nice to study these little whip pictures and things like that and see what we can learn. So awesome stuff from Destroyer. Fantastic community AFOL here. Lots of great stuff. Be sure to check him out. There'll be links to his stuff in the description. Really like what he does. So that's it for Destroyer. Which AFOL will we discuss next time? Well, you'll just have to wait and see. So now it's time for one of the community submitted mocks. And this mock was submitted by Mr. Ice Bear, and his mock is called XLR8. Hired gunman / bounty hunter. Really cool mock. I quite like this guy a lot. I really like the head design. It's very unique. Kind of gives off, I don't know, it kind of looked almost sort of I wanted to say horse-like, but I also don't want to say horse-like. It just has this really unique alien look to it, which is cool. You know, using those eyepieces there as eyes, but using the whole thing as an eye instead of the little tip bits there that you normally use on a G2 Barnacle head. It's just really unique. It's just a great way to kind of form this sort of interesting shape of an eye and then sort of forming that around the head there. It's a really unique head. I think it does a lot for this mock. It creates so much personality for it. The overall shape of it, obviously the name of this mock, accelerate, you know, and kind of little hints of the Ben 10 alien accelerate. Just the kind of general shape of that head is very sort of curved and sleek, kind of reminds you of speed and accelerating and that sort of stuff. So I quite like just what that's doing in terms of its sort of rounded look and how that's sort of aiding the mock as a whole. I like that a lot. And speaking of other things that I really like, the fact that this guy is a sort of hired gunman, bounty hunter dude. Just that cape there, actually I think does a lot for the character. It kind of, you know, has little Boba Fett vibes. It has little sort of, you know, he just looks a little bit more shady because he's kind of covering himself in some manner. I think that, yeah, I think just the simple inclusion of that cloth has actually done a lot for this character. I think that's really cool. It's just a nice little addition that does a lot. But I also really, really like these weapons. So the typical weapon here, kind of more or less what Brutako's weapon looked like. Pretty cool. But something I think is even cooler is his sort of cool looking laser gun thing here, using these Technic lift arm pieces there and then shoving studs all along it. Yeah, I don't know, it just creates this cool looking kind of ray gun thing. You can just imagine how it would look when it fires and stuff. I think it's a really, really solid design, a really, really unique weapon. I think it's really cool. There's a lot going for this mock, really unique bounty hunter look. I think he's actually matched that bounty hunter sort of aesthetic very, very nicely. So, good job, Mr. Ice Bear. I think you've done a fantastic job. So if you want to submit one of your own mocks to the show, you of course can. Whether that's this show, BIS for the Fans, or the regular Barnacle Inspiration series, you easily can do so, and the best way to do so is through the email that you are currently seeing on your screen. If you want to copy that email, it is in the description below. So yep, you can submit any of your stuff. Just send me a link, or if you don't have it posted anywhere, just send me some pictures or something. Just some general info on your mock, all that sort of stuff, and then I'll add it to my list, and one day it'll appear on either this or the Barnacle Inspiration series. We shall see. So yeah, submit away. Always happy to get more submissions. Man, I am only like 9 minutes into this episode, or probably less after I edit this down, and I'm already like halfway through. This is going to be a short episode. Well, there we go. Okay. Next up is question time. So, if you want to, on any of my social media, whether Instagram, Facebook, Flickr, or just in the YouTube comments below. YouTube comments below are probably easier, really. You're more than welcome to submit some of your own questions, and I'll answer them here on the show, Q&A style. So, I got 3 of them right here. Let's answer some audience questions. The first one is by I Eat Popcorn with a Spoon. Cool, you eat popcorn with a spoon? I need to try that. But that's his name, he eats popcorn with a spoon. What was your very first mock? And if it's destroyed, would you ever think of revamping it? So, I think I have kind of 2 answers to this. I don't remember exactly what my first mock was, which is a shame because I'd love to be able to somehow trace that down. I don't know if I have pictures of it or not or something, but it'd be cool to figure out what that was and then, yeah, rebuild it. I would love to do that. I think that'd be incredible. But I don't know what that is, which is a shame. But I'm trying to think back to like my first Bionicle mock, and I don't know, again, I don't know exactly what that was, but I seem to remember taking a photo when I was younger of like all the Toa Mata lined up, and then I built this like purple guy. He had like the purple Mictoran Onawa mask. And then I think I managed to put some other purple pieces on him or something from like slices or whatever. And I'd kind of sort of made a purple like Mutta dude. And maybe he had like a blue Mutta torso or something. I don't know. But I seem to remember him. And I was like, yeah, he was really cool. That's all I can kind of remember about him. I can't remember anything else. I can't find that picture, which is a shame because I wish I could, because I'd, study the mock and try and rebuild it and make it awesome, revamp it in my more modern building style. I'd love to do that, but yeah, I can't find that picture, which is a shame. But yeah, I remember that. But if we want to talk like first mock that I posted, I do still have that. So if you head on over to mock pages, that old fossil, you can take a look at my very, very first mock, which is on there. I'll link it in the description, why not? Ages ago, I built a kind of revamped version of Tahu from like the final wave of Bionicle with all of his golden armor. So like I bought all the Bionicle stars, and then I kind of made like a Toa Naika build of Tahu with all the different golden armor pieces all over him. I was actually really proud of it. It's still a pretty decent looking mock. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I wouldn't be against revamping that, honestly, because it looked pretty cool. It was pretty fun. I enjoyed myself. I think you just heard a bling blong from my computer as I'm desperately trying to find this on mock pages. Yes, it was cool. I did enjoy him. I actually uploaded pictures of him before this where it had like just a terrible like multicolored background, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that, and so I put him behind like a wooden shelf that I had. But this was technically the first mock I posted. I don't think it was like it was definitely not one of the first mocks I built, but yeah. So I wouldn't be against revamping him by all means. I'd be more than happy to. I think that'd be fun actually. So that was my first mock. Would I ever consider rebuilding it? Yes. Next mock that we've got is by Typhoon Tower of Storms. And he asks, what is your favorite bionic mask G1, G2? Or favorite Barnacle mask G1, G2? Well, that's a good question. I remember really liking the Liwa Fantoka mask from his ship. Was that the Alexia V9? I never knew how to pronounce that set. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, probably butchering that. But I always thought that mask was really cool. I really like how it had all the sort of spikes and stuff coming out of it. Yeah, that was a cool mask. But honestly, I still to this day love all the sort of general like first wave Toamata masks. More specifically in the different colors that they could come in. Like I love like a black Kakama or like a white Kakama. Mirrors are cool. I've always liked them. Liwa's mask and the Kakama is Pahatu's mask, in case you don't know the mask names. Yeah, and then G2, there's a lot of good G2 masks actually as well. Quite like Tahu's, the G2 Tahu's mask. I actually really like Kupaka Uniter's mask. Just the fact that both the Kupaka masks, to be fair, they're both really cool. Just the fact you can attach the stud to it and stuff. I really liked that. But I also really liked Onawa's mask. Man, there's so many to pick from. There's so many good ones. But if I had to narrow it down to just one of G1 and G2, I would say a Kakama, so Pahatu's mask, his first version, not the Nuva one, and the Tahu G2 mask. Why not? I think those would be my faves. Now I need my damn trans clear G2 Tahu mask. Never got one of those. Really want one of those. Yeah, I would say those. Next question is from Ibenator Official, and he says, have you ever considered doing stop motion? Well, funny you should ask. Yes, I have. I have about 4 stop motions planned. I'll give you little teasers because I'm not going to reveal them all. One of them is a Star Wars parody. One of them is a music video, a joke music video. One of them is a Venom Spider-Man fight. They're going to be quite short, most of those. The music video, I've already filmed that. I haven't filmed that. I've done the audio. I've done the audio for all of those. No, for 2 of those. The Star Wars one I haven't yet. But I just have to do the stop motion for them. But I want to just sit down and do it in a day. Like I'll probably set a 24-hour challenge for myself and just do it over 24 hours. The whole thing. Just boom, it's edited, done, post. I may even get some friends involved with that because I've done 24-hour films with them in the past and that's been super fun. So we've spoken about that before. We're like, what if we did 24-hour stop motion with Ben's Lego? And I'm like, let's. So I got that planned. I said I had 4. So Star Wars, the Venom, the music video, and I had another one. Yes, I have another one. I'd mentioned this in a past episode, but I've elaborated on it more since. I want to do like a TV show where it's this cool stop motion with Bionicle characters. Brand new characters, like I just make them up for the show. I don't know what the show would be about. I was thinking like a crime, like a funny crime comedy or something, like, Nexus von Biederhauser has been killed. Who did it? And it was me. I don't, not that, but I was trying to make a joke there. Nothing came to me, but something fun like that, some kind of crime thingamajig. But it would cut every so often, and it would be like, and now it's time for a fake commercial break, and then we go to like the coat guy commercial, or just a bunch of made up commercials that I made that are hilarious and would be funny to watch and are not actually commercials. Yeah, I thought that would be really funny, and I've already made like 3 or 4 of those commercials already. Not all of them. I've only posted the coat guy one, but the other ones I haven't yet. But that's because you're not going to see them until I post the actual thing. But if you're a Patreon, you can head on over to Patreon and and see them already. So there you go. That's some of my plans for stop motion, which I'd be very keen to continue to work on. I used to do a bit of stop motion as a kid. Nothing breathtakingly amazing that I would post on the channel, but like I have a decent enough amount of experience with it, I would say, but I haven't done it in ages, so I definitely need to brush that up. But I would be more than happy to do some more stop motion, definitely. It takes ages, that's the only problem. But that's why I want to do it just over like 24 hours, just like boom, knock it out, finish it up. Yeah, be fun. But yeah, I would love to. So that's it for questions. Now it's time to discuss the 2019 LEGO sets. I'm excited for this. So I basically just strolled through Brickset and picked out the ones that I had something to talk about with them. Some of them, you might be like, but Ben, why didn't you talk about this one? I'll be like, that's because it's not been officially released yet. I don't want to be one of those guys who's like, here's a leaked photo of this LEGO set. And then the LEGO company contacts you and is like, you're going to take down your mocks. Not your mocks, you're going to take down that LEGO set picture, or we're going to send some people to your house and put you in a ditch and cut your limbs off. And rather not have that happen. Yeah, so only posting the official leaks, or not leaks, the official releases of the photos and stuff. So boom, this is what Brickset gave me to offer, and I got heaps to talk about, so let's go. This is a LEGO City set that I'm super hyped by. When the pictures originally leaked, I was like, whoa, there's a freaking parachute in that set. And I'm still excited for that parachute. I don't know if I would ever use that in a mock. I don't know how I would actually use that. But it's a freaking parachute for minifigures. I think that's so cool. I know I would have played with that for ages as a kid. Probably still will play with that for ages as an adult. Very cool. That's an awesome new piece. I can't wait to have that in hand and see what that does. I don't know how it works. I don't know if there's like official pictures of it that show it kind of like folding up and popping out of something. But that would be cool if it can. But regardless, really, really cool. Really like how that looks. I'm really excited to play with some of those parachutes. That's awesome. Really cool new part. Then we got this fire station set here, the Downtown Fire Brigade. I remember in the past we get a lot of like firefighting sets, or we'd get construction sets or something, and it's like, so what are we building with those? And it's like, well, nothing. And it's like, oh. And then eventually they started releasing sets where like something's on fire, or here's a building to build with your construction things, and I always liked that. So it's really cool seeing all these different firefighting sets that have buildings on fire and stuff. But I think this one's really impressive just because it's a bit bigger, and that fire truck actually looks really cool. I quite like the look of that. And then some of these new firefighting sets, as well as some of the police sets, have actual like little light bricks, which I think make sound too, that have the little, yeah, it's a light up, make sounds piece. That's super cool. That's always fun. That'd be interesting to play with, see what I could put that into a mock or something. I quite like that. And then some of these firefighter sets also have some like pump action thing. This picture doesn't really show it that well. I'm gonna see if I can get a better picture of it. But I think that thing looks interesting. I don't know what that is yet. Let me see if I can get a better photo. Okay, so it appears to just be like a big old flick fire missile thing. Like you press something and it shoots it out. Like it just seems to be that. I was hoping it would be a fill it up with water, and oh, it says water pump on the set, but it looks like it's shooting a big flick fire missile thing. I don't know what that is. I can't help you here. Regardless though, I think that's pretty cool. If it shoots actual water, that's really awesome. If it doesn't shoot water, it still looks like it'd be fun to play with. Kind of reminds me of like, I don't know, some of the old Barnacle like shooter things. I don't think it's cool. Be interesting to play with, and just the general shape of it, I think would actually work well on some kind of CCBS mock. I think it could work well. I mean, prove me wrong if you disagree and think it wouldn't work so well, but I will prove you wrong and put it on a mock and show you that it probably does work well. So, But yeah, I quite like the look of that. I'm excited. Now, some of these other Ninjago sets, Ninjago Legacy is what this wave is called. I think some of these look awesome. It seems like, I don't know what the storyline for Ninjago is. I don't follow that as much, but I think the overall look of these things is really cool. It's cool to see some of them and be like, I don't remember the set this is based off. It's cool. I love this big stadium. I kind of want to get it. I think it looks really cool. All the new ninja designs look really solid too. I quite like how some of those look, and especially some of these redone skeleton dudes with the big heads and stuff. I really want to pick some of those up. I think those look really cool. But I always like it when LEGO does that, when they kind of reimagine older sets but sort of update them and change them a lot. Like, for example, this it's literally called the Ultra Dragon, the four-headed dragon that Lloyd is flying on. That's cool. That's so cool. I did like the look of the older version of that, but and I think some people might disagree with me on this. I actually probably prefer this one a little bit more. I don't know why. I quite like it. I'm really considering picking this big old dragon up. I think it looks really cool. Yeah, it's nice to see brick built heads instead of the big molds for them. Not that there was anything wrong with those molds, but I just always prefer more brick built stuff rather than newer mold stuff. I take that back. I like new molds. I don't know. Still, I like this dragon a lot. Lots of cool pieces on this. I think it looks really cool, really solid, nice looking set, and cool to see that that's kind of a reimagined version of that older dragon. Very cool. And now we're going to get into some of those Lego Movie 2 sets. I'm so excited for the Lego Movie 2. Oh, very cool. This first set here, this little Lego Movie Maker set, reminds me of the old Movie Maker set, the one that Steven Spielberg helped out with, where we got a Steven Spielberg minifigure and stuff. That was a brilliant set. Speaking of Lego stop motion, that's how I got into Lego stop motion. Great set. I mean, this is very reminiscent of the other sort of Movie Maker sets that we've got in the past, where it's like, oh, set up your iPhone and make a little movie out of Lego Batman or Lego Ninjago and stuff. And those sets were cool. I've picked up some of those. They're great. But this one I like more just because you get more with it, and you get more of the like trans clear rods and stuff, which those pieces are so helpful. Oh my god. So I'm very excited to pick this up just for pieces, but also just excited to pick it up because it looks like you could make a proper little fun movie with this. I mean, yeah, it would be a little cute, adorable movie by all means, but like, I really like it. I think it's cool. I also like the fact that we're getting system built DUPLO. I think that's cool. And that's something that I'm actually really excited about, and I'll talk about it a bit more now with some of these other Lego Movie sets here. The fact that we're getting DUPLO, friends, and all sorts of goodies all in the one set. I'm like, wow, I don't think we've ever had that before. I really like that. I think that's so cool. I'm so excited by all the DUPLO and friends in the Lego Movie 2. I think that's really, really cool. And some of it looks incredible, like really, really good. Like this big old bus here that has Unikitty with the biggest freaking high heels ever. These Friends figures look freaking crazy cool. I love them. And that bus looks incredible. Man, the quality of some of these Lego Movie 2 sets already, like, wow. I really, really like them. It reminds me of the last Lego Movie 2 set. The last Lego Movie 2. Reminds me of the last Lego Movie sets, which were very good, like, high-quality builds. And these just exactly the same, very high-quality stuff with really solid, awesome-looking colors as well. Like, whoa, like the teal and this funky, not salmon. I don't know what that color piece is there, that sort of off-red color. I saw someone on Instagram, I think it was Daniel Brickson, was like, what color is that? And then it turned out it was something else. But yeah, I was hoping it was like sand red, which is a dead color. So I was hoping they'd bring it back or something, but apparently not. Still, really, really cool looking sets from the Lego Movie 2. I'm really, really excited to pick some of those up. And let's just quickly talk about the fact that we get a chocolate bar dude and a little ice cream man. Oh, I want to pick that set up. I don't know why. I love that. That's so cute. Also, probably my favorite of the Lego Movie 2 lot. I lied. My second favorite of the Lego Movie 2 sets. Freaking, what's his name? Rex Danger Vest. Is that his name? With his freaking awesome dark blue raptors and his dark blue stuff, and the fact that Chris Pratt is voicing this character as well and is basically just a culmination of all of the other characters he's played. Like, this is so funny and so awesome. I really like how this set looks. So much awesome dark blue, awesome looking raptors. There's a lot in this, and also a lot for Barnacle builders too. I know I'm talking more about system here at this point, but there's some decent pieces in some of these sets for Barnacle stuff, like a lot of these kind of funky tentacle pieces, and a lot of these recolored parts too. You could very easily use them in any Barnacle set, or mock, or whatever. I think there's still a lot of possibility there. I think that's cool. The question is, though, more rampant speculation from Ben Cossey. We've got Friends and DUPLO and System all in the one set and all in the one movie. Will we finally get the Barnacle in the movie? The CCBS appearing as well? I mean, we had the little Barnacle cameo in the first Lego movie, like a millisecond. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it very well could happen, because we're getting this set, and this is my favorite of Lego Movie 2 sets. Freaking Benny and his friends all coming together with the freaking pink spaceman. Aww, that's so cool. I love that. And I get that there's a lot more nostalgia for the 1980s Lego space, classic space stuff. So it's more likely that we'd get more of that, and everyone loves Benny and da-da-da-da. But the inner fanboy in me is hoping that maybe in the Lego Movie 3, because you know there'll be a trilogy, or in this movie, we don't know. Maybe there'll be this little Tahu will appear. It'll be like, hey guys, it's me, Tahu. I'm here to help you stop the evil friends, guys. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. It could happen. We got a whole bunch of other random themes and sets and things like that throughout the first Lego Movie and this one. So who knows? So that's it for the Lego Movie. Let's talk about the best Star Wars set of the year, the Inferno Squad Battle Pack. Star Wars Battlefront 2 sets. Yay. So cool. Iden Versio looks great. I'm hoping that all these other guys have proper heads and it's not just kind of like, here's a clone head. And I'm like, no, why isn't it Del and everyone else? Yeah, I think these are very, very nice figures. Does Iden have a head? Does she have a helmet? Did they just not give her one? I hope they gave her one. I hadn't thought of that. Still, I could care less about the speeder you get. I'm mainly looking at this set for the figures. Really, really solid. Really, really nice. I'm excited to pick this set up. A lot of the other Star Wars sets is a lot more junior stuff, which a lot of people have been complaining about, but I'm like, I like it a lot. I don't know if I'll pick them up, but I'm also slightly happy about that because, money. So if I don't pick them up, that's cool. I'll buy more Bricklink orders or save my money. We'll see. But two sets really interest me. One was the HCAP Walker with Commander Gree and some Kashyyyk troopers. I really like those battle droids, very Clone Wars, which is cool. Clone Wars animated series, Clone Wars, not the whole event, because technically the Clone Wars was happening in episode 3, but this is a Barnacle channel, not a Star Wars channel. But if you take a look at this version of the HCAP Walker and the last version of the HCAP Walker, they are almost identical, like very, very much so. And again, some people were complaining about that. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I can rally behind some people being like, why didn't they make it cooler, or why didn't they just give us something else? And I can kind of understand that, but I also look at it and go, I remember as a kid, like, looking back on past sets and being like, I really wish they'd just re-release that, even if it was exactly the same, or if they totally updated it, just because I really want that set. I really want whatever that vehicle is, or whatever that location is, or whatever that is, just so that I can have one in my collection, or that I can play with it and stuff. So I understand as a collector, you're like, oh, it's just same shit. But I'm sure as a kid, you might be like, oh yes, they finally re-released that, like awesome. So I'm not too upset about that. And the same can roughly be said for this Droid Dropship as well, or Droid Gunship as it's called. But I think there's enough new pieces in this and enough sort of a redesign on this one where that kind of passes. Be nice to see a new Tarful or just a different Wookiee, because technically we already have a Tarful. I don't know if that's exactly the same Tarful it looks at, but still, I'll probably pick that one up. I really like that Separatist ship there. I've always liked that one. And the Battle of Kashyyyk's probably my favorite Star Wars battle. I don't know. I feel uncomfortable saying that. I'm like, but Umbara was so cool. Yeah, we'll see. And Overwatch is... it feels weird saying old news. It's still cool news. But some of these Overwatch sets, if you haven't seen them, be sure to check them out. Take a look at them, because they're some of the best stuff from 2019, I definitely think. Sadly, no CCBS Overwatch like we were hoping, but some of them totally could be applied to Barnacle, like these awesome mechs here. And this Bastion, the big one, I really like that. I definitely want to pick that up. I think he looks super cool. Easy. I think like that's going to be like the Mech Dragon. People are going to be buying that and making cool things with it. It's pretty cool. So yeah, lots of amazing figures and actually really decent quality sets from Overwatch stuff. Really cool. And then we got these cool Chinese New Year sets. I love both of these. There's technically a third one, but those pictures haven't actually been officially released yet, so I'm not going to show you the kayaking set. If only there was a clicky internet thing where you could type things in and find them yourself. Just Google the pictures. You'll see them there. But, man, they are so cool. Like, these are essentially the equivalent of, when we get Christmas sets around Christmas, which is now. Like all the Winter Village sets, as they're sort of called, or that sort of thing. This is sort of the equivalent for over there. They get Chinese New Year sets and things like that, so for their holidays and everything, which I think is really, really cool. I said jokingly to some of my friends, I'm like, where are the Australia Day sets? Where are the 4th of July sets? I don't think we'd ever get Australia Day sets. Maybe we'd get 4th of July sets, but I doubt that we would get that. But I like that idea. I like that idea of just covering other cultures, covering other holidays and things, and putting them in sets. I think that's really, really awesome. And man, some of the minifigures and some of the accessories, like the Chinese New Year Eve dinner, as it is called. That's the actual set of the names of the set. Stumbling over my words there. Some of the printed pieces you get there for like noodles and other various dishes and things. Oh my goodness, those printed pieces look cool. I would love to pick some of those up. Again, you could put them in a Barnacle. You could have your self-mock eating some noodles and stuff, which would be really funny. It'd be really cool, actually. I think these are awesome sets. I think these are really cool. And then, I missed this one from the Lego Movie 2. This is the DUPLO Lego Movie set, where we get actual DUPLO instead of the brick-built DUPLO. I love that so much. Emmett and Lucy as DUPLO figures are adorable. I kind of want to pick that set up. I don't know if I will, but it's so cute. I love it. And then quickly, last two. We've got these funky big fig kind of thing. I don't know what you would call them. They're not big figs. I don't know what you call them, but the big, like Skeleton and Steve and other guys from Minecraft, kind of made with mixel joints and things, like the bigger sort of figures. They're really cool. They're really interesting. So I like it that some of them all have these kind of custom molds for their weapons. That's just an interesting piece. But the most interesting piece for me on these newer sets is you take a look at the parrot here. He's got this funky bracket piece there that connects like a normal brick, but the bracket is sort of resting on top. You can see it's the feet on the parrot there. That's a cool piece. That's a really cool piece. I don't know how much that's going to be cool for Barnacle builders, but it's still a pretty cool piece for system builders. And heck, maybe you can put it into a Barnacle, but that is one really interesting new piece that I've noticed from these. If you've noticed some other interesting cool pieces from these that I have missed, please let me know, because I'm always interested in seeing those new pieces. It's pretty cool. And then the final set that I'm going to talk about, some of the architecture sets look very, very nice. I'm very excited by some of these 1x1 printed pieces here, like on this Paris set here. They've got some printing on it. Sorry, 1x1 plates with printing on them. They have, it's like little tiny windows there. And this one, and I think San Francisco, had little 1x1 little buildings like that. And that little printing there adds some nice little kind of detail in there. I think that's just kind of cute. I really like that. I like how much more versatile that part's become just from that little bit of printing there. That's cool. So that's it for some of my favorites from 2019 sets. To be fair, a lot of them are really cool. I just kind of selected a bunch that I could talk about. There's a few others in there that I'd love. If you want me to make a more in-depth coverage of all the 2019 sets, I guess I can do that. Let me know if you want to see that. But yeah, some really solid, awesome stuff from 2019. I think I'm excited about it. There's probably a little bit less that I'm planning on picking up this year, just from what we've seen. And I'm not too upset about that, because like I said, I'm happy to save money. I'm happy to do Bricklink orders instead, and whatever. But still, I think it's a pretty cool year. I think it's some pretty cool stuff. I'm very excited by that Inferno Squad Battle Pack. It's probably my favorite of the lot, but I'm a Star Wars nerd, so there you go. And so when I finished recording, I realized you forgot to talk about the Marvel sets. How very dare you. So, I really like these Marvel sets. They're all Spider-Man themed, and you all know how much I love Spider-Man, so heck yeah. First set, the Carnage set. I'll be honest, I actually don't know if that's a new Miles fig. I feel like it's the same as the last one, but still, more than happy to get another one. Great fig. That Carnage, I really like all his tentacles, but I honestly far prefer the last Carnage figure we got, just to be honest. This new Spider-Man figure, it's very all new, all different Spider-Man. It's my favorite Spider-Man minifigure. I'm saying it now. I love it so much. I really want one. I love all these web effects that we get. They're so cool. I can't wait to play with those. It's awesome. And that's just a cool looking set. I like all the little sort of techie stuff that Carnage is messing with. Good set. I like it a lot. But yeah, prefer the old Carnage, just to be honest. But this Sandman, that's my favorite Sandman minifigure. I love that a lot. He looks awesome. Vulture looks cool. I can't decide if I like the comic Vulture or the MCU Vulture more, though. I don't know, but pretty cool looking Vulture. 2099 Spider-Man, good figure. So excited about that. And that Spider Walker is actually pretty cool. Decent parts for like Barnacle stuff. I quite like that. Heck, even those web effect pieces would work for CCBS stuff. These are good sets. And then this set takes the cake. This might be my like second or first favorite set of 2019. This Venom Mech versus Spider Mech thing. Wow, that's cool. Venom figure looks pretty decent. He looks, I don't know if I like the old one or this one more. Both look pretty cool. Really happy we're getting a Spider-Gwen. Very excited about that. Yeah, awesome set. Really good pieces. Really solid set. Like, I'm totally going to build this and just have it sitting on my desk for a bit because it's really nice. Really, really good stuff in this. This new Green Goblin. I really like him. I thought I liked the last one a lot. This one might be my favorite. Really like it. This junior set, I respect it's a junior set, so it's a little bit different when forming my opinion on it. But I don't mind that Doc Ock too much. I don't like his tiny tentacles. But I get that they're a little, more simple since it's a younger target audience there. But yeah, it's decent enough. I don't know if I'll pick that set up just because pieces aren't that amazing and the minifigures I kind of already have. Yeah, but all those other ones, very, very nice. Very nice. Great stuff from Lego in 2019. That's it, guys. That is it for this episode of BIS for the fans. Guess I did go for 30 minutes. There you go. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Happy building. Bye for now.